There's Jason.
There he is. There he is. I can hear you now. I'm getting bad reception, so I had to come outside. But I had a hard time hearing you before. But I can hear you loud and clear right now.
Well, I love seeing the blue sky behind you. So
Yeah.
it's like nice and bright and sunny. So, I don't have your bio in front of me. First off, tell me just a little bit. Give me your short 3 sentence bio on you so everybody knows who you are.
Okay. 3 sentence bio on Jason Van Camp. West Point graduate, played football there. Commissioned officer in the United States Army, became a Ranger in a Green Beret, deployed 3 times to the Middle East, to Korea and Africa as well. Got my MBA from BYU and started a company called Mission 60, which offers leadership development services. And then I have a nonprofit called Warrior Rising, which helps veterans find their purpose again through business ownership.
I feel like they should make a movie about your life, Jason.
Yeah, right.
There's not many guys that have your credentials, okay?
No, when compared to your bio, you feel kind of small. So
I don't think so. Green Beret, holy cow. All right, so tell us a little bit about your chapter.
Okay, so I was honored to be invited to write a chapter in this amazing book and to be alongside tremendous authors like yourself, Melanie and Jen. My chapter is about FOPO. You've heard of FOMO, which is fear of missing out. Well, FOPO is fear of people's opinions, and it's an anxiety that you have when you want to say something or post something online, but the possible negative consequences of doing that are so overwhelming that you don't say or post anything because you're afraid of what other people think about you, afraid of what other people are going to say about you. You are afraid of them creating a new identity for you. And better still, like I talk about in the book, changing the way you think about yourself.
So give us that is so good. And I have FOBO a lot of times. Here I've been a news anchor, and when I go to do live stuff, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I got to look right. I don't have my makeup on today. And I get all of that stuff. It's terrible. So I really relate to that. And even I've had so much on camera experience that I still get that. So give us like one nugget of how to get over that.
Well, first thing that I tell people is you got to figure out who you are first and foremost. You have to find out what your values are, what you believe in. And you got to tell them, don't pretend that you're somebody that you aren't. Once you know who you are, you got to turn the volume up. And when you're in a position of FOPO, generally you're in a position of being a leader of some sort. And being a leader is influencing other people to be the best that they can be. And when you do that, you have to let them know that you have your priorities in order. You know yourself, and you put the mission first, then your team, then your teammates, finally all the way at the very bottom, yourself.
I love it. That's great information. And if you want more of that, that's just one nugget. Can you imagine all the other stuff that he's got in that chapter? So, Jason, if you could tell your younger self something about authority, what would you tell yourself?
That's a great question. So when we say, what would I tell my younger self? How old would I be? I want to tell my younger self 10 years ago, I would tell that younger self, Jason, don't neglect marketing. Don't be afraid of putting yourself out there. Jump on the social media, jump on the Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagram and the LinkedIn. Start your stuff right now. Be yourself. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. And you'll find that people like who you are, And if I would have done this 10 years ago, I'd probably have millions of viewers in my mind, just like Jocko did, because we started at the same time and we have a very similar message. So in the military, when I was a Green Beret, our nickname was the quiet professional. So you sometimes think that you're going to be quiet. You're not going to talk about yourself. You're not going to put yourself out there. You're not going to do any of that. Well, you can be a quiet professional, but I urge people not to be silent professionals.
I agree 100%. I did a TED talk called Leaving Life Legacy. And it's, if you don't share your information, then how are you helping anyone else? People complain about other people, but if you're not sharing your wisdom with them, then you have no right to complain about how they're doing it or what they're doing at the younger generation. So I love that. All right. And it's never too late. It's never too late to get yourself out there, I think is what you're saying too. That's the message. If you're starting from ground zero by writing a book and becoming the authority and sharing your knowledge can just take you skyrocketing right up to the top. So great message, Jason. Thank you so, so much for being a part of this book. So make sure you grab the book and get to read Jason's chapter and Jen's chapter and my chapter.